Today is Monday. Today is a virtual session with my professor. I thought it was just with one of our instructors, not our professors. We have the virtual session at 10. That is a complete hour with my professor and my classmates. So that's gonna be nice. Before the meeting, there are slides that we need to print out to prepare ourselves for the class and for that particular session, so I'm going to be printing those out. I already set up all of the equipment. I know everything works. I know that my mic button is not muted. I know my camera is integrated into the system. I'm not touching nothing. Paper has been printed out for the session, and also while I was back there, I just so happened to read everything for Module 1. And our professor had stated it would be wise to spend about an hour going over everything that you need to know for Module 1 because we're going to be speaking in Spanish. I mean, I knew this. I knew that we were going to be speaking in Spanish. I knew that we probably weren't going to be speaking in English. But when you look at how our virtual sessions are going to be graded and you realize that maybe you need to really just like make sure you understand the basics of Spanish and also how to ask the question, may I please speak in English? That's a little bit more concerning. It's okay though. It's fine. My nerves are fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get through it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. So I am going to take this hour before my hour class to really do what the teacher says and to kind of go over all of everything I need to know for this course, including but not limited to making sure I understand the questions that are written here, also all in Spanish. I think I know most of this in context, not all, so that's a little frightening. But again, I just have to remind myself this is a Spanish learning course. Like, they're not gonna, like, drill me on being a professional here. I don't know why my brain goes there. Say it with me, everybody. C's get degrees. C's get degrees. C's get degrees. We're amped, we're ready, we're figuring out life. We have about 45 minutes to do it before the class session starts. Let's do this thing. All of that needless worrying for nothing. I had a great time. I loved it. I can officially check off my virtual session. However, I did just remember this. I do have homework. My homework is to respond to students' intro videos. Respond to 2 student intro videos because I'm gonna get specific here. Okay. So, class is done for me for the day. I'm not looking at anything else except for maybe my article, but that's going to be later. I've done my time for Spanish. I did an hour before class, I did an hour during class, and then I also got a chance to ask my professor any further questions that I had. Guys, I love my professor, okay? I know I'm going to love her. I'm going to love her teaching style. She literally, even in class, said, I don't know why people are expecting themselves to be so good at this. Like, we are beginners. We are essentially babies and toddlers. We are learning the language all together just at the beginning. So don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple or don't say it at all. I was like, okay. Like, we love. You are going to be the best for my mental health. No complaints. I didn't have to do this because she was like, oh, this is the first day. We are technically not responsible for knowing anything other than Spanish 101. And I was like, I love you. So, I guess it's true. We're the first group. And, you know, if we were expected to come in with all of Module 1 wasn't even posted till this week because it looks like she's probably opening up each module as each week progresses. That way, we actually take our time with what we're supposed to do and actually learn something. Go figure. So, and during this session as well, she gave us like so many good notes about how to study Spanish. She's actually studying a language right now. She's studying Latin, and she was giving us like all of these tips and tricks that she herself uses. So I'm like, oh, you could not be more perfect. for me in this time. Like, oh, so good. Anyway, I also got a call from my mom and dad because apparently I get popular when I am unavailable. Apparently a package has just arrived, so I'm gonna get that so no one steals it. And then call my parents, and then I'm done with class for the day. It is 11:12. I'm gonna do an assessment of all of the places I occupy, get me a list, write it down, do my Notion TikTok, film, edit, upload, get that out of the way, and then work on meal prepping and cleaning up until I'm about to leave for my DoorDash shift at around 4-ish range. Not me reading this assignment and thinking I had to read chapters 1 through 14 for our content strategy course book. Like, what is going through my head? Am I okay? Am I awake? Do I need more sleep? All questions to be answered later, but oh my gosh. I feel so much better now. So I am in the back room printing off my stuff now. I was only gonna print out my vocab words for the unit, but then for some reason my computer didn't listen to the commands with just pages 1 and 2, so now 62 pages are being printed out. Finished the grammar check, and that is all she wrote for Spanish today, except for maybe Sarago later tonight. I'll probably go and do that, but it's a website that's basically flashcards, so I'll just go on and do a few and see how much I grasped of today's lesson. But for the most part, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna get ready for the day. I'm gonna head out where I am going to go meet a friend, and she and I are gonna talk all things content creation and potential plans for the future. And I'm actually like sitting down and organizing the content for my Instagram, the content for my YouTube channel, and somewhat a little bit of the content on TikTok. We'll see. And then we're gonna have lunch together, and then afterwards I'm gonna head to my dad's house because no one is going to be home, and I am going to use all of that time to edit the K-pop haul video because I have yet to still actually complete that. I have to load the printer with paper. Un momento, por favor. However, I am still probably gonna come back home and do some work on Sarago regardless, because I want to get some of that done. Like, you have to dedicate time every single day to it because it's an actual app that will not allow you to do more than a certain amount every single day because it actually wants you to learn and not just regurgitate, if that makes sense. Today is the first day of spring. Happy spring. Yeah, and that's everything. You are about to witness the aftermath of everything. I'm sorry I didn't bring you guys along for my morning, but that is okay. The meeting with my special instructor was today, and I just feel really good. Like, a lot of what we were learning, yes, was about the module and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because I am really, like, believing the mindset that I don't have to be perfect at Spanish to be in the Spanish class. Or maybe it's just the fact that I've been around a lot of Spanish speakers recently. I was able to carry this conversation and literally ask about like three or four words, and none of them having to really pertain to anything I've ever really discussed with a Spanish speaker before. And I just feel really good. Remember the page that I printed off and was like spending an hour before my session on Monday trying to like translate and answer the questions to? Bruh, it was for this meeting on Wednesday, not for last meeting. I didn't even need it last meeting. So that happened. And also, can we just like discuss the actual insane, look at this, look how thick that is. That is like, this is so thick. All for module 7. Like, this isn't even for the entirety of the class. This is just the module that I'm working on. I have to finish reading a story. Yeah, I can show this part. For my workshop fiction class, I have to read 3 actually and give feedback letters, but when I'm actually presenting today, I thought I was gonna be able to get away with not presenting ever whatsoever, but It's fine. At least I'll present once and that'll probably be the end of it. Basically, what that means, the story that you're presenting like how many acts there are, the genre, you can speculate on the genre. I mean, so many elements can go into any kind of genre, so you really can't go wrong with that. The characters, just kind of give the basic overall story for the class, and then we can discuss what is going on. What I am really loving about the story that I was given, I didn't even know what I was getting into, but the story that I was given has a quote at the beginning in accordance with the title. And I don't know if this was intentional or not, but there are 4 characters that we're following, okay? Our main character, I'm not gonna say her name, but our main character, her brother, and the mom and dad. The main character and the brother have names, but the mom and dad do not. And I'm wondering if subconsciously this has to do with the title and like the definition that was given, or the quote, I guess, that was given at the beginning with the title. And I'm kind of here for it. Also, I don't know if I found a grammar mistake or if the grammar mistake was intentional, because oftentimes one of the techniques that us writers use is intentionally making a character rounded and believable with their dialogue. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. We don't always write the way that we speak. You know, sometimes the way that we speak seems to be a little bit more loose with English rules and grammar rules, like duh. Oftentimes, writers use that as a way to make the characters more realistic. You know, things like stuttering, things like slang, things like shortened words, things like words that are like purposefully not spelled correctly because that is how the character believes them to be pronounced and or spelled, you know? But those things add depth and dimension, things that if they were not there, you wouldn't necessarily think to put there, but because they are there, it just adds that much layer and that much depth. It really shows the intentionality that the author had to these characters. It's an added depth that I think a lot of times we can often overlook in the power of creating characters. Like obviously world building, character development, storyline, using plot twists well if you have them, using flashbacks well if you have them, using italicizations, I think that's a word, well. Those things we inherently think about. But what we often don't think about is the characters that we are writing and how they would talk, and how us writing how they would actually talk as that age, as that person with that type of personality. Maybe even as that person that just has that thing about them, you know, like speech impediments or lisps or things like that. Accents even. Adding those dimensions really just add layers of character development and depth that you just can't add with anything else. Like you can say this character has a lisp. If you don't write that out for the reader, I mean, writing is as much visual as it is mental, as it is audible if you're listening to an audiobook. But to be able to have those things, to be able to kind of give the reader an automatic way of reading the words, of hearing how this character acts and talks, that is a mark of a good writer. So I don't know if this was intentional or not, but it's doing it for me. I'm about halfway through the story. I think I'm actually gonna finish with this story, and then I'm gonna go finish my video, and then I'm gonna go out and do the bank and lunchtime, and then finish the rest of the stories and the feedback letters. And then by that point, it's gonna be class time. I already know. And then I'm gonna get ready and head to class. Good morning. I'm tired. I just realized I think I forgot my key. It's at my house. I literally am early to work, and for what? Like, I don't have my card to get in, and now I'm gonna be late. I am gonna actually make it on time. I can't believe it. I didn't think I would. Screenshot grabbed. We made it into the parking lot on time.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Okay. Long story short, it is now much later. I was requested to stay behind for 2 extra hours, meaning I got a full 12 hours of work in, and that means I get so much more money on the paycheck. Anyways, it was a good shift. I need to go home. I need to get some schoolwork done. There is a quiz for my content strategy course that I need to finish tonight. Not entirely worried about that. The quiz is over the reading, and the reading I've already done, and the reading I'm actually using to be able to help me with the article that is due tomorrow. My phone is seriously yelling at me. It's probably going to cut me off, so I'm just going to cut myself off before it can cut me off, because I'm petty like that. See you guys in a bit. All right, friends, let's talk about today. So today I have taken off of work because a friend wanted to hang out with me. Her college/workplace has an event being hosted today and puppies are involved. Say less, I'm there. That starts at 10, so we got time. I want to make a day of it. I don't know why I chose this angle because now suddenly, like, I am getting tired of holding myself up. Let me check the time. It's 7:50. I was so off. It's 7:50. We have so much time to do all of the things. So we're gonna go and do all of the things. All I need to do is pack my bag with all of my school stuff and just computer stuff in general, just in case I want to do some editing, because I definitely need to do that. I would like to not have to edit and add montage footage amidst editing the day before a video is supposed to go up. I'm just really proud of myself for that. That was a struggle. Let us pack and get all of the things together, and then I will talk with you guys when I next have something that is actually interesting versus just blabbing the entire time. I have just now filmed my spring themed treats video. It is now 9:23. I'm gonna start heading over to go see my friend. I should be getting there around the time the event actually starts, which is cool because the first thing that they're gonna be doing is something related to drones. So I'm excited. And then there's puppies. It's so much later. I have just finished all of my homework for my content strategy class, and just in time too. It is 9:20 p.m. and all of this stuff was supposed to be due at 11:59 p.m. So I am like about an hour and a half, almost literally, early. I did a couple lessons in Sarago. I'm actually going to sign off the vlog here. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this week in my life. Thank you guys for hanging out, for keeping me accountable, and for just being along for the ride. It really does help. It really does help the brain to absorb days and moments and to be present, but also to not burn out. With that, I am going to bid you good night. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys liked it, please leave a like. It lets me know what kind of content you guys like to see from me. And also in the comment section down below, let me know if you guys like longer or shorter videos. I will cater to you guys always, as much as I possibly can. Also, while you're down there, feel free to hit that subscribe button so you can become a part of our wonderful community for the low cost of $0 to you. Limited time only. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.